Hello everyone, this is Science Viance and you are watching the audiovisual chapter of class 11th biology. This is the third part of chapter 21, neural control and coordination. We are starting off with the eye. Our paired eyes are located in the sockets of skull called orbits. A brief account of structure and functions of the human eye is given in the following section. Parts of an eye. The adult human eyeball is nearly a spherical structure. The wall of the eyeball is composed of three layers. The external layer is composed of a dense connective tissue and is called the sclera. The anterior portion of this layer is called the cornea. The middle layer, choroid, contains many blood vessels and looks bluish in color. The choroid layer is thin over the posterior two-thirds of the eyeball, but it becomes thick in the anterior part to form the ciliary body. The ciliary body itself continues forward to form a pigmented and opaque structure called the iris, which is the visible colored portion of the eye. The eyeball contains a transparent crystalline lens which is held in place by ligaments attached to the ciliary body. In front of the lens, the aperture surrounded by the iris is called the pupil. The diameter of the pupil is regulated by the muscle fibers of iris. The inner layer is the retina and it contains three layers of neural cells from inside to outside: ganglion cells, bipolar cells, and photoreceptor cells. There are two types of photoreceptor cells, namely rods and cones. These cells contain the light sensitive protein called the photopigments. The daylight or photopic vision and color vision are functions of cones, and the twilight or scotopic vision is the function of rods. The rods contain a purplish red protein called the rhodopsin or visual purple, which contains a derivative of vitamin A. In the human eye, there are three types of cones which possess their own characteristic photopigments that are respond to red, green, and blue lights. The sensations of these different colors are produced by various combinations of these cones and their photopigments. When these cones are stimulated equally, a sensation of white light is produced. The optic nerves leave the eye and retinal blood vessels enter it all a point medial to and slightly above the posterior wall of the eyeball. Photoreceptor cells are not present in that region, hence it is called a blind spot. At the posterior pole of the eye, lateral to the blind spot, there is a yellowish pigmented spot called macula lutea with a central pit called the fovea. The fovea is a thinned out portion of the retina where only the cones are densely packed. It is the point where the visual activity or resolution is the greatest. The space between the cornea and the lens is called the aqueous chamber and contains a thin watery fluid called aqueous humor. The space between the lens and the retina is called the vitreous chamber and is filled with a transparent gel called vitreous humor. Now, mechanism of vision. The light rays in the visible wavelength focused on the retina through the cornea and lens generate potentials in rods and cones. As mentioned earlier, the photosensitive compound photopigments in the human eyes is composed of opsin, a protein, and retinal and aldehyde of vitamin A. Light induces dissociation of the retinal from opsin, resulting in changes in the structure of the opsin. This causes membrane permeability changes. As a result, potential differences are generated in the photoreceptor cells. This produces a signal that generates action potentials in the ganglion cells through the bipolar cells. These action potentials or impulses are transmitted by the optic nerve to the visual cortex area of the brain, where the neural impulses are analyzed and the image formed on the retina is recognized based on earlier memory and experience. Now we talk about the ear. The ear performs two sensory functions: hearing and maintenance of body balance. Anatomically, the ear can be divided into three major sections called the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. The outer ear consists of the pinna and external auditory meatus or canal. The pinna collects the vibrations in the air which produce sound. The external auditory meatus leads inwards and extends up to the tympanic membrane, the eardrum. There are very fine hairs and wax secreting glands in the skin of the pinna and the meatus. The tympanic membrane is composed of connective tissues covered with skin outside and with mucous membrane inside. The middle ear contains three ossicles called malleus, incus and stapes, which are attached to one another in a chain-like fashion. The malleus is attached to the tympanic membrane and the stapes is attached to the oval window of the cochlea. The ear ossicles increase the efficiency of transmission of sound waves to the inner ear. An Eustachian tube connects the middle ear cavity with the pharynx. The Eustachian tube helps in equalizing the pressures on either sides of the eardrum. The fluid-filled inner ear called labyrinth consists of two parts, the bony and the membranous labyrinths. The bony labyrinth is a series of channels. Inside these channels lies the membranous labyrinth, which is surrounded by a fluid called perilymph. The membranous labyrinth is filled with a fluid called endolymph. The coiled portion of the labyrinth is called cochlea. The membranes constituting cochlea, the resoners and basilar, divide the surrounding perilymph-filled bony labyrinth into a upper scala vestibuli and lower scala tympani. The space within cochlea called the scala media is filled with endolymph. At the base of the cochlea, the scala vestibuli ends at the oval window, while the scala tympani terminates at the round window, which opens to the middle ear. The organ of Corti is a structure located on the basilar membrane which contains hair cells that act as auditory receptors. The hair cells are present in rows on the internal side of the organ of Corti. The basal end of the hair cell is in close contact with the afferent nerve fibers. A large number of processes called stereocilia are projected from the apical part of each hair cell. Above the rows of hair cells is a thin elastic membrane called tectorial membrane. The inner ear also contains a complex system called vestibular apparatus located above the cochlea. The vestibular apparatus is composed of three semicircular canals and the otolith. Macula is the sensory part of saccule and utricle. Okay. Each semicircular canal lies in a different plane at right angles to each other. The membranous canals are suspended in the perilymph of the body canals. The base of the canals is swollen and is called ampulla, which contains a projecting ridge called the cristae ampullaris, which has hair cells. The saccule and utricle contains a projecting ridge called macula. The crista and macula are the specific receptors of the vestibular apparatus, responsible for maintenance of balance of body and posture. Now, mechanism of hearing. How does ear convert sound waves into neural impulses, which are sensed and processed by the brain, enabling us to recognize a sound? The external ear receives sound waves and directs them to the eardrum. The eardrum vibrates in response to the sound waves, and these vibrations are transmitted through the ear ossicles, malleus, incus and stapes, to the oval window. The vibrations are passed through the oval window onto the fluid of cochlea, where they generate waves in the lymph. The waves in the lymph induce a ripple in the basilar membrane. These movements of basilar membrane bend the hair cells, pressing them against the tectorial membrane. As a result, nerve impulses are generated in the associated afferent neurons. These impulses are transmitted by the afferent fibers via auditory nerves to the auditory cortex of the brain, where the impulses are analyzed and the sound is recognized. Here we end the third part of chapter 21, Neural Control and Coordination. To watch more such videos, do subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss any video. And if you want us to create more such videos on any other book or subject, do mention in the comment section please. Like and share the video to keep us motivated to create such content. Thank you for watching the video. Bye bye. Love love.